hissing as if burned. Her once beautiful face began to crack, revealing a darkness beneath the surface. The city of Alara, typically alive with the sounds of bustling streets, honking cars, and distant voices, fell unusually silent that night. A shriek pierced through the air, slicing the silence and echoing across the streets, bouncing off the high walls of Zara's opulent mansion. Zara was renowned throughout Alara for her beauty. Her skin was flawless, and her eyes shone with a captivating light, like stars on a clear night. She had a smile that could make anyone stop and stare, and she had turned that allure into an empire. Zara was the founder of Eternal Glow, the most prestigious beauty line in the country. Women traveled from far and wide just to witness her beauty in person, hoping that by learning from her, they could capture even a fraction of her charm. Her mansion stood proud in the city center, surrounded by lush gardens, a grand fountain, and tall iron gates that kept the world at bay. Inside, luxury filled every corner. Priceless artwork, velvet couches, and marble floors that gleamed under the chandelier lights. Zara seemed to have it all, yet her life hadn't always been this glamorous. She was born in a small, secluded village called Munga, where her family had lived humbly for generations. In Munga, Zara's grandmother, Amal, had been a revered healer. Amal taught Zara the power of herbs, oils, and ancient beauty secrets passed down through their lineage. True beauty, Amal would say, is power. But remember, there is always a price. As Zara grew older, she became obsessed with preserving her youth. She feared the day when wrinkles would grace her face, and she would lose her beauty. Unlike other women who accepted aging gracefully, Zara clung desperately to the promise of eternal beauty. Her obsession led her to delve into forbidden rituals and ancient practices, ones her grandmother had only hinted at, but never used herself. When Zara moved to the city, she saw how beauty could be her currency. The city of Alara valued physical allure, and Zara knew she could turn this into power. Her beauty line, Eternal Glow, used herbs Amal had once whispered about, ingredients that enhanced more than just looks. Her products could make skin glow with a radiance that seemed supernatural, erase wrinkles, and even make eyes appear to sparkle. Word spread quickly, and soon, her face was everywhere. Billboards, magazines, and TV screens across the city displayed her image. Women adored her, and men worshipped her. She received lavish gifts and endless letters from admirers. Wealthy men sought her attention, hoping her touch could bring them luck or success. Young women lined up outside her beauty studio, eager to learn her secrets, believing that a touch of her magic could change their lives. But Zara's success and her beauty came at a steep cost. Each night, in a secret chamber within her mansion, she performed rituals, mixing potions from ancient recipes, whispering incantations, and making sacrifices to ensure her beauty and influence would never fade. As time passed, whispers began to spread. Women who had been to her studio returned, changed, some weak, some with clouded memories. A few simply disappeared. Yet no one could prove anything, and the allure of beauty kept them coming. Among Zara's new students was a young woman named Layla, who had recently moved to Alara. A devout woman, Layla was an aspiring makeup artist with a deep faith that guided her decisions. Before making any major choices, she would always pray, trusting that God would guide and protect her. Layla had heard about Zara's beauty empire and admired her success, but something about it made her feel uneasy. Before signing up for lessons, she whispered a prayer. Lord, if this is the right path, guide me. If not, protect me. When she finally decided to attend Zara's class, Layla walked in with cautious optimism. The studio was stunning: mirrors, golden fixtures, and velvet chairs filled the space. Yet the moment she stepped inside, Layla felt a chill. Her heart raced, and an unsettling feeling tugged at her spirit. The other women in the studio seemed lifeless, their expressions blank, as if something vital had been drained from them. Silently, Layla whispered a prayer, asking for guidance. Then Zara appeared, looking as radiant as ever, her skin aglow, her eyes as captivating as a midnight sky. But behind her beauty, Layla sensed something else, something dark. "Layla, isn't it?" Zara's voice was soft and sweet. "I've heard of you. You want to improve your craft, yes?" Layla nodded, managing a polite smile, though her instincts screamed at her to leave. Zara guided her to a chair, and as she started explaining makeup techniques, Layla felt her mind fogging, as though something was clouding her thoughts. She began to pray silently, asking for strength and clarity. Throughout the lesson, Layla sensed an oppressive presence, as though an invisible force tried to ensnare her. But she felt her faith surrounding her, shielding her from whatever darkness lingered in that room. Zara, noticing her calm defiance, looked at her with an expression that was almost resentful. "You're different," Zara murmured, her voice barely above a whisper. "What do you mean?" Layla asked, her voice steady. She could tell that Zara sensed her strength, her unwavering faith. With a strained smile, Zara responded, "You're unlike the others I've seen in this city." Layla's unease grew, but she remained calm. She thanked Zara at the end of the lesson and left the studio, feeling as if a weight had been lifted. She was certain she had encountered something sinister, but her faith had protected her. As Layla continued her lessons, Zara's demeanor changed. She avoided Layla, sending her assistants to conduct the classes, but Layla had paid a considerable sum to learn from Zara herself. One afternoon, when Zara again tried to pass her off to an assistant, Layla stood her ground. "I didn't come here to learn from your assistants," she said firmly. "I came to learn from you." A flicker of irritation crossed Zara's face, though she quickly masked it with a smile. Reluctantly, she agreed, but Layla could feel her reluctance as they worked side by side. Zara's once warm smile had turned cold, and her once friendly demeanor now seemed strained, determined to disrupt whatever darkness lay in that studio. Layla invited her friend Amina to act as a model for her practice session. Amina arrived with a bright smile, eager to help her friend. Zara seemed unsettled by Amina's presence, but she concealed it well. As Zara prepared the makeup, Layla quietly prayed over each item: brushes, powders, creams, infusing them with her faith. Zara watched her, her eyes narrowing with suspicion, but she said nothing. When Layla finished, Amina looked in the mirror, amazed. Her face seemed transformed, her skin radiant. She looked almost otherworldly. Zara's discomfort was palpable as Amina admired her reflection, and Layla felt a subtle shift in the room's energy. With each passing day, Layla's presence began to unravel Zara's power. Her students grew more aware, as if waking from a dream, and her influence over them waned. Zara grew frustrated and resentful, her once perfect smile now masking a deep bitterness. One evening, as Layla was about to leave, Zara called out, "Tomorrow, I expect you to demonstrate all that you've learned. Show me everything." The next day, Layla arrived early, determined to confront Zara's darkness once and for all. She brought a small vial of holy water with her, a symbol of her faith and protection. As the lesson began, Zara's frustration grew, and she tried every trick to unsettle Layla. But Layla remained steadfast, her faith unshaken. Unable to contain her rage, Zara's mask slipped. Her eyes flashed with a malevolent gleam, and her voice, once sweet, took on a sinister edge. "You think your faith can protect you from me?" Layla held her ground, meeting Zara's gaze. "I know it can!" With a scream of fury, Zara lunged toward her, but as she did, Layla raised the vial of holy water, splashing it onto Zara. Zara recoiled, her skin hissing as if burned. Her once beautiful face began to crack, revealing a darkness beneath the surface. Zara's body writhed, and she let out an agonized scream as the darkness within her was driven out. In that moment, Zara's beauty faded, and her mansion's walls seemed to lose their luster. Her empire crumbled, her influence shattered. The women she had ensnared began to recover, regaining their vitality and freedom. Layla left the mansion, her heart steady with the knowledge that she had stood against evil and won. As she walked away, the city seemed brighter. The oppressive weight lifted. Zara was never seen again, her once grand mansion left abandoned, a reminder of the dark price of vanity and power. Layla continued her journey as a makeup artist, but now, her craft was guided by a purpose far greater than beauty. She used her skills to empower others, teaching them that true beauty comes from within, and that no price is worth sacrificing one's soul.